It is 11:20. It's Friday. Oh, I've just realised Friday the 13th. That doesn't bode well. But that does mean there are lots of brand new movies out today. And that's where I enlist the help of movie critic Van Connor to come on and chat to me about a couple of them. He gets to see them before we do, obviously. And he can give us his honest opinion on whether they are worth watching or worth avoiding. Good morning, Van Connor.
Good morning, Mr. Bull, and yes to both in advance. They're worth watching. I'll just not bury the lead on them. Both worth watching. I'm not bringing you the weak stuff this week. No weak sauce. Good. I'm bringing you some goods. Although one of them, there are questions around, if we're honest. So should we start talking about protein? Should we talk about protein first?
Yeah. So there's a movie called Protein, which it's on streaming, isn't it?
No. This one is a limited theatrical release. It's going to go to streaming a month from now, but it's got a limited theatrical release this weekend.
Right.
This is a new film from writer-director Tony Burke. Stars Craig Russell as a sort of wandering, a wandering nomad type. This is set in Wales, I believe, as evidenced by some of the cast. I would say it screams Wales to me. And he's wandering through. He gets sort of a series of odd jobs working at a local gym, and it's there that we discover that our wanderer is no mere peasant. No. He's a protein-guzzling serial killer cannibal. And exactly, not to sugarcoat it, that's exactly what he is. And he gets into it with the leader of, just for lack of a better term, a local gang. And he's played by Kai Owen from Torchwood. He takes this guy out, consumes him, and leaves the remaining members of his gang panicking and in disarray and out for blood. At the same time, the police are also looking for answers as well. So have a listen.
What brings you down this way, then?
I've been away for a while. Come on, lift it. You're nothing!
You're not like most blokes, are you?
Tell me about yourself.
I've got 2 bodies in my file.
2? Well, hardly a serial killer.
Kevin Evans, we need to ask you some questions about Dwayne Roberts.
So, very interesting premise and storyline. In my eyes, it does have the small chance that it could go along the cheesy lines, but has it done that, or is it along the really good lines?
Quite the opposite. It's gone so far in the direction of the really good lines that it might actually exclude a large chunk of its audience. This is very good for someone like me who really likes, for instance, Fresh and Love Lies Bleeding. And wants to see some like a mashup of those two. It's how I would describe this. He's most certainly not one to watch with grandma. Oh no, definitely don't do that. But I mean, it's quite brutal at times. But it's not really the exploitation horror film that I had been pitched from sort of the log line and the marketing for it. And it's a lot more of an everything everywhere all at once, like throw in the kitchen sink kind of an affair. It feels very, very put together as a sort of labor of love more than anything else. And I really went for it. I thought this is bonkers. You never know where it's going to go. And there are entire chunks of the movie where you're saying, hang on, why have I been watching police doing a procedural, like a quite an engaging police procedural investigation for the last 20 minutes in a movie about a protein-guzzling serial killer cannibal? It's weird things like that. You're like, okay. And then you've got Ross O'Hennessy as the sort of big bad of the piece. He's sort of the second in command to Kai Owen. And he absolutely owns this. Brilliant performance. Love that guy. Terrifying, like mountain of a man. But the material he's got to work with here is great. And there is quite a neat little LGBT spin put in there as well that I thought, I didn't see that coming. That's quite a good one. I like that. So wins all round for me. Not going to be a popcorn guzzling crowd pleaser by any stretch of the imagination. But if you are someone that liked, for instance, Fresh with Sebastian Stan, Daisy Edgar-Jones, and Love Lies Bleeding last year with Katie O'Brien and Kristen Stewart, I would say this goes along similar lines, but the Welsh version.
Okay, well, if you do want to see it, you can, because as Van said, it's in selected cinemas from today, and then you can catch it on digital in a month. Right, the next movie we are going to talk about, I know a lot of people have been waiting for, the live-action version of How to Train Your Dragon. So, you
may as well just said How to Train Your Dragon, because it's the same movie.
Yeah, and I know that you're going to dig at me because I've not seen either version. I've not seen even the animated version of this yet, and I know that you said it was a really good movie, but how does this compare?
I can't believe that you're the one who has kids. How have you not seen How to Train Your Dragon?
I know.
Right. So obviously obviously, if you've not seen either of these, I'll give you the premise really quickly. It is set in basically Viking times in the kingdom of Berk, as it's called. And these Vikings live under constant fear of attacks from dragons, who they see as this mortal enemy. And they literally train their young to come up and basically be dragon fighters, effectively. We get the son of the king, effectively. Stoic is the king, Gerard Butler, reprising his role from the animated one, incidentally. He's pulled a Mufasa. And his son, Hiccup, played here by Mason Tame, he wants nothing more than to hunt dragons, but he's a bit of a weakling, and he's more of a brain than a brawn type. And so it's not really for him. He meets a wounded dragon one day by chance, supposedly the most feared breed of dragon that's ever been, a night fury named Toothless, the most adorable dragon you'll ever see in your life. And the pair strike up a friendship, and he becomes the first ever dragon rider, that basically repairing a disability that the dragon has, sustained in his when he's plummeted to Earth. And as he is forming this relationship with Toothless, his father decides, you know what? I'll make a man out of my boy, yeah. I'll get him into dragon fighting, as you do. So have a listen to this clip. This is father and son with a bit of a misunderstanding about the situation.
I've decided I don't want to fight dragons. What?
No, you go first.
No, you go first.
You get your wish. Dragon training. Start in the morning.
Oh man, I really should have gone first. Because I was thinking, we have a surplus of dragon fighting Vikings, but do we have enough bread making Vikings?
You don't need this?
Dad, I don't want to fight dragons.
Come on. Yes, you do.
No, let me rephrase it. I can't kill dragons.
But you will.
No, I'm very extra sure that I won't.
It's time. Hiccup.
Now, I'm going to pick up on something you said at the start. You basically alluded to the fact that they are both exactly the same, the animated version and also the live-action version, as in everything.
Yes. Yeah, everything's the same. I don't really think there is a single... I could not pick up on a single differing line of dialogue in this. It is exactly the same movie in live action. They've not pulled a Lilo and Stitch where they've at least tweaked things and kind of improved it for the times. No, none of that. I mean, it's a very good movie, exactly like the animated one. Gerard Butler's very fun in it, exactly like the animated one. It's thrilling, exactly like the animated one. In every conceivable way, it is exactly like the animated one, up to and including the dragons themselves, which, because we don't have physical dragons to play with in the 21st century for obvious, logistical reasons, they're still animated. So it's the same movie with humans in it instead of animated humans. That's it. That's really the only difference. Is the animated people are now people, everything else is still animated. It's gorgeous, it's thrilling. When you get that the test flight sequence when they fly for the first time and they play the theme and he's swooping through the mountains, I will be really honest, I got really misty-eyed at that. I get choked up because the music and the visuals and the feeling of it just do it to you, regardless of which version. But like I say, I mean, I've got good money says if you take your son to see this weekend, which you absolutely should. It's a very good movie, fantastic family film. If you take him to see this, I guarantee you the second you get home afterwards, he's firing up the streaming services and he's putting 2 and 3 on, which incidentally, they are also making live action versions of. So he'll only be, just getting ahead at that stage.
Amazing. So basically, if anyone's listening now that's got a family or grandkids kind of between the ages of, what would you say, like 10, 8, 7?
I mean, I would say, in an ideal world, this is going to appeal to people aged between about 20 and 40. 40 might be a bit high. 20 and 40, let's say, who have children between 5 and 10.
Great.
Like, everybody in that scenario is going to enjoy this because the parents will remember and love the animated one, and they'll know full well, do you know what, my kids are going to love this just as much. And they really will, because it's the same movie.
Brilliant. All right. Well, if you do want to go and check out the same movie, but in real life, you can, because How to Train Your Dragon is out this weekend. You can see it at Oxford Cinema and Cafe, Curzon and View in Oxford, also showing at Cineworld, Bicester and Whitney, View in Bicester, and The Light in Banbury too. So there are many options for you to go and see it.
And it's got the movie Adam Ball in it as well, because Nick Frost is in there. So the movie casting of Adam Ball is in this movie.
So you
enjoy
think
that.
Nick Frost in this with the mohawk? It looks exactly like me.
No. Nick Frost in Fighting with My Family looks exactly like you. Nick Frost in this looks like the animated character. But every time I see Nick Frost now, I just think, it's Adam Ball.
I don't know whether that's a compliment or not. So I'll...
Hey, you get Nick Frost and I get Michael McIntyre. Who's got it worse, pal?
I'm not going to comment. What have we got to look forward to next week? What's big? Because there is a big movie out next week. I've forgotten which one it is.
We've got two big movies out next. We've got a new Disney movie, Elio, in which for some reason they've animated a Disney character that looks exactly like me for some reason.
Yes.
I don't know why. Which is a space adventure. So very much in my wheelhouse, and one I have been waiting decades for. 28 years later.
Yes.
Next with the third installment of the 28 series.
Yes.
Danny Boyle is back. This one, this is the start of a new trilogy, and I believe this one stars Aaron Taylor Johnson and Jack O'Connell.
I'm looking forward to that because you've got 28 days later, 28 weeks later, and now 28 years later.
We skipped months. We skipped months, man. We could have done that in about 2010. That would have worked.
Yeah, that's a good point. Didn't think about that. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing what you think of that. You're going to get to see that this week, of course. So we will catch up on Friday next week to find out. Have a lovely weekend, Van. We'll speak to you then.
Till the next time, good sir.
See you later. Right, it's 11:31. I've got the latest on the road coming up soon for you.